Good morning, y'all. It's Sunday morning. My husband sent me a recipe for what's called a meatloaf crockpot dish, right? That he found on TikTok. He's harassing me with these TikTok recipes, but I'm not going to let him. We're going to do what we feel like doing, and I'm cool with this. Now, we've all made meatloaf a million times. At the end of the day, the difference is making it in a crock pot versus the oven, how we would normally make it. That's what's different for me. Now, I'm not going to follow her recipe exactly because that's just not what I do. But I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I am going to follow it for the most part. A little bit, like I'm going to use half and half instead of milk. I'm going to use Italian breadcrumbs instead of regular breadcrumbs. I'm going to use Lipton onion soup mix. She didn't use that. She only used salt and pepper, I think. I'm going to also add some garlic powder, ground pepper. I am going to add an egg. And she sautés the onions. And she uses beef broth. So I'm going to make my beef broth because I don't have it already made. So I'm just going to make some on the stove. But it looks good, and we use Swiss cheese at the end. So let's see how this comes out. Let's just have fun and get it done. And you slow cook it for 6 hours. Let's see. Can't nothing go wrong as long as the meat is cooked. I know it's going to be seasoned. All right, y'all, let's get it. All right, y'all, I'm just going to use some of my broth, my beef-based broth, and some cold water, boil it. That's how I'm making my broth. I'm using 2 pounds of ground beef. Okay. I'm using a pack of Lipton onion soup mix for my seasoning. I'm going to add my dry seasonings first. Since it's 2 pounds of meat, I use the whole packet. Go ahead and add my garlic powder and my ground pepper. Let me do that really quick. And I'm going to add my breadcrumbs. All right. I'm not really measuring because I just know how I want my meat to feel, right? But maybe I can link the recipe. I don't know. Anyway, just watch. Parmesan cheese. I'm going to add some cheese in there. Then I'm going to add my egg, my half and half, and my Worcestershire sauce. 2 eggs. Then my half and half and my Worcestershire sauce. All right, let's form my loaf, y'all. I'm going to get in there really good with my hands. Yes, I am. And I'm going to get this loaf formed. I'll be back. Okay, so I created my loaf. And just keep in mind, you guys, however, I guess you make meatloaf, this is just creating the loaf. At this point, you would put it in the oven, or in this case, we're doing the crock pot, right? There's something that she did in this recipe I've never done before, and that's stir-fry fresh onions, which I've already cut up, and beef broth and butter. Sounds great, right? And she adds Swiss cheese. So those are the things that I'll be doing different. There's no kind of sauce on top or anything like that, okay? But in terms of the meatloaf, you just do a meatloaf however you would make a meatloaf. A million ways to make meatloaf. As you guys have seen me make it before, I've used stovetop stuffing, which was a success. We don't use peppers too much. Sometimes I'll put them in there really fine. It just depends. But in this case, you saw how I did this, okay? This was my way. Now, let's move on. What I am going to do is go ahead and heat up my crock pot. I'm going to just put it on low, let it start warming up. And I'm going to lay a few onions across the bottom of my crock pot. That's just what I'm choosing to do. That I'm not going to saute, okay? All right, so let's get that done. All right, so I just slid my meatloaf in there. I sprayed the bottom of my crock pot with Pam. And I put like I chose to do, I put some fresh onions across the bottom. Now it's on low, so put the lid on it, and I'm gonna make the sauce, which I'm doing now, which is just grilled onions with beef broth. But I already have this on low, so let's make the sauce. I'm gonna go ahead and add my onions. I'm gonna let these start grilling up. Again, you add what you want, as much as you want. This is one whole onion for me, a white onion. Is this a white or a yellow? I can't remember. I think it's a yellow onion, actually. I'm going to get this sauteed up, and then I'm going to add the beef broth in, and you just let it saute down. And when it's done, you just pour it on top of the meatloaf, okay? But anyway, the meatloaf is already on. Let me get this done. I'll show you when I pour the beef broth in. And again, this is the beef broth that I made. You could just use the ones in either the can or the container. It doesn't matter. Okay, I'll be back. All right, so butter and onions are sauteing pretty good. I'm adding in the beef broth. Not all of it. I didn't measure. But I'm gonna let this saute down, and most of the beef broth will be absorbed into the onions, and then I'll pour it on top of the put the onions on top of the meatloaf. But the meatloaf has already started the cooking process, so we're looking at about 6 hours, y'all. So it's about 10 now, 4 o'clock. Okay, bye. I'll show you the next step. Now I'm gonna be boiling mostly all of this broth out of here until it's completely boiled out, because I don't want it's salty. And I put the Lipton onion soup mix pack in my meatloaf. She didn't do that. She just had basic salt and pepper, I think, on that. So I don't want too much salt, but I want the whole point is the onions have the flavor of the beef. Okay, so boil this all the way out, and then I'm gonna put the onions on top, and then that'll be it. But again, I'm just boiling this out, y'all. And I don't know what my husband's gonna want for breakfast, or he'll do his own something real simple. I think I'm just gonna do rice on the side, like some beef rice-a-roni. It's gonna be the side dish instead of mashed potatoes. But yeah, all right, I'll be back. I'll show you after it's boiled out. All right, y'all. So here are the caramelized onions. I just poured them on top of the meat. Put the lid on, and we'll be back in it's been 15 minutes, so 5 hours and 45 minutes. Bye. You guys, I just wanted to let you know, I am so mad that I did not get pictures of my husband and I. I should have made us take pictures of each other before we left, so we could at least have a picture of our outfits, especially mine, because, you know, it was a whole ordeal. But I ended up wearing a gold dress. It was a mini skirt. It was really nice. I looked nice. I felt good in it. And my husband, you guys saw him. He looked good. But my son didn't make it, so we were banking on him. We were like, oh, he could take pictures of us and whatever. But he didn't make it. He had to work. So I just wanted to let y'all know, but I had a good time. Okay, bye. Alrighty, football Sunday. The Niners play today. We won the first game, the second game of the season. Okay, this is what I made for my breakfast. Some toasted white bread. And this is basically some deli ham, eggs, and hash browns and American cheese that I made in I stir fried together, and I'm gonna make a sandwich out of it. That's gonna be my breakfast. Look at Darnold trying to do something. He's so cute, but it's not gonna be good enough. Congratulations, Darnold. Career throw for you, buddy. I hope it felt good. Niners. Gang, gang. All right, y'all. We at the 6-minute mark. And you could tell that that's cooked all the way through. And you see that's all going to be just grease from the ground beef. So I'm going to go ahead now and top it with the Swiss cheese slices and let it go another 10 minutes, and then we'll take it out. We don't need it to sit in the grease. I'm gonna take it out with the onions and just plate it, let it cool. All right, y'all, here's the final result. Damn, that looked good. Let's pull it out. All right, the meatloaf is done. This is my husband's plate. I made beef rice-a-roni with it. I didn't use the packet that comes with the rice-a-roni because I used the beef broth, and I didn't want it to be salty. But this came out pretty good. I'll let you know how my husband liked it. One thing I can say that I'm surprised about, it's actually very firm. I don't know why I thought it was going to fall apart. Even pulling it out, it didn't fall apart. And it's firm, and it's cooked all the way through. I mean, you could always lace, some gravy, but with the juice that I had left from the meat, I added it to the rice-a-roni. But you could make gravy to go with it. But anyway, this is the final result. Hey, you guys, I just quickly made up some mushroom gravy. I didn't show you what I did, but I made that up for the side, and just in case my husband wants to add gravy to the meatloaf.
Got to be the slowest one in the family. Why y'all put me up in here so he could test it out? Y'all could have put one of them cats up in here. You know he can't drive. Lord have mercy. I'm finna be splattered all around this concrete. Watch. It still ain't too late to get me out. Hold on, I smell liquor on this dude, bro. Bro, somebody please get me out of here. Please. Please get me out. Please get. Didn't I tell you? I told you. He got to be the slowest one in the family. Sorry, bitch. I told you, baby. Stop playing with my time. Stay out of my nigga inbox, you fat hoe. You fat fuck. Stop playing with my time, baby. What you thought? What you thought?